Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for another movie review. I really appreciate it. You're in for a treat. This is a movie that was highly acclaimed when it came out, and it was really a treat when I first saw it recently. Okay, so this movie's called Heavenly Creatures. It was released in 1994. I gave this movie a rating of 9, and I viewed it recently, November. Heavenly Creatures is the story about one of the most infamous murder cases in New Zealand history. It happened on June 22nd, 1954, when two female teenagers named Pauline Parker and Juliet Hulme conspired together to murder Parker's mother because she wouldn't allow Pauline to move to South Africa to be with Juliet. Pretty extreme measures, I'd have to say, for a young girl, but at that age, imagination can sometimes take over. They were found guilty of murder and only served 5 years of their sentence before being released. Pauline changed her name to Hilary Nathan and became a recluse living in Burray, one of the Orkney Islands in northern Scotland. Juliet changed her name to Anne Perry and is now a best-selling murder mystery author. I wonder what inspired her career. Of course, the most logical reaction for many would be they should be rotting in prison to this day. There are so many similarities between this case and the case of Leopold and Leob. Instead of males, Pauline Parker and Juliet Hulme were females in a highly likely lesbian relationship and thought they were super women because they felt their intelligence made them to feel superior to everybody else. They also had a classic dominant submissive relationship. Anyway, what a great film Heavenly Creatures is. It was not entirely shot at actual locations. Not much of the details in the film were altered. The characters almost looked like their real-life counterparts, and you can see that especially with Kate Winslet. Making their film debut, Kate Winslet and Melanie Lynskey are perfectly cast. They're almost like Jimmy Stewart and Farley Granger in Rope. Orson Welles would try to capitalize on the success by using the actual case of Leopold and Leob as a platform in compulsion with Dean Stockwell and Bradford Dillman. Of these three films, Heavenly Creatures is the best version of such a case with familiar characteristics. What is perfect about Heavenly Creatures, which is the point of Peter Jackson showing everybody that he really gets it, is the idea of Pauline Parker and Juliet Hulme being so wrapped up in their fantasy world that that's all they believe in. Hence the exaggerated expressions and feelings of romanticism. All in all, Heavenly Creatures is a can't-miss film of the 90s. And take a look at the movie poster that I picked. Pretty detailed. You don't see a lot of movie posters that have all this listing here. One of the year's 10 best a Peter Jackson film. Remember, Peter Jackson, later he directed Lord of the Rings, and that was a major picture also. So let's see, we have all kinds of papers here. Time Magazine, Entertainment Weekly, New York Newsday, New York Post, Chicago Sun-Times, Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, Boston Globe. That's a lot. And to be honest with you, this movie was like really accurate. And at first, some of the scenes with the animations seemed silly, but honestly, I think if you had to imagine what went on in these girls' heads, I think they accurately summarized that within all the animations. So this film, nothing in this film appears to be over exaggeration, but it's if you ever met these girls, or if you ever had to get inside their head, I think this movie pictures that perfectly. So this is almost like a documentary but not. So if you are interested in this murder case, or you just happen to be interested in crime movies, I would suggest you to watch this film. Thank you so much for listening to my movie review. If you'd like to chime in, go ahead and leave a comment at the bottom. Please subscribe or check out my other playlists for my movie reviews. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.